is that the hundreds of PTA workers have already been arrested by Islamabad police, by Rawalpindi, and also same with the conditions in Peshawar, Karachi, and Lahore as well. So I think the government has decided to deal Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf on priority, and they will fix him. A lot of people have already been arrested, and now the top tires of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is hiding right now. Let me very clearly tell you that Shah Mahmood Qureshi has been on the run. Asad Umar has been on the run. They were arrested by the team, the police team, who were actually deputed to arrest them. And Asad was arrested from the premises of Islamabad High Court, and same is the condition with the former Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Shah Mahmood Qureshi as well. And soon, I have got a message from sources within government that they will soon round up the top tires.
We'll bring in Kaswar in a short while from now, but let me quickly introduce our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. Mohammad Panchota, Imran Khan's lawyer, is joining us from Islamabad. Mr. Panchota, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Let me straight away begin by asking you, Imran Khan is now behind bars. Islamabad High Court calls the arrest completely legal. What's the strategy that is being adopted by Imran Khan? What next for your leader?
Well, first of all, in the very judgment that the arrest was termed as legal, there are several other things that have been said by the arrest or about the arrest, which makes it quite dubious that the arrest or the manner and the mode in which this arrest was made obviously says a lot of things about why this arrest was made. So in the first place, as a member of the legal team, I still feel that we have severe reservations with the way this arrest has been made. Now, as far as the case is concerned, there has been 8-day remand which has been granted. So he's been given into physical custody of the National Accountability Bureau, and they will obviously investigate him. In between, we've also filed a petition before the Honorable Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will be taking up this case most probably tomorrow or today. Today, I don't think so. It's possible, maybe tomorrow. And then the vires of this arrest or how this arrest was made, because part of it has already been discussed in the Islamabad High Court order. And the reason that has been accorded is that this arrest was made because there was no bail petition on record. And secondly, they had a warrant. Therefore, this arrest was made. But this is, I think, far beyond than that. First of all, there is a process which has been prescribed for the National Accountability Bureau and several Supreme Court judgments, which has not been followed. Secondly, the arrest has been made through a paramilitary force, which of course says about the credibility of the arrest. And thirdly, the arrest itself at this stage was not required. And suddenly, without the notices being served and without him being made part of the investigation, he's being arrested. And as the ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, of course, he's a citizen of Pakistan, he should be treated like everybody, but still he has a lot of legal remedies available to him.
But Mr. Panchota, do you believe that the arrest of Imran Khan is at the behest of the Pakistani army and the ISI and less to do with Shehbaz Sharif's government?
Well, I don't think so, because I personally feel that I can just talk about myself and it's too early to state anything. I think the arrest has been made by an agency which is National Accountability Bureau. So first of all, it is yet to be seen so there is a nexus between the government and so-called nexus between the government and the National Accountability Bureau, which should not have existed in the first place, because National Accountability Bureau is an independent institution. And I feel that National Accountability Bureau is playing in the hands of Pakistan Democratic Movement, which is an ally of 11 political parties, and they are in government at the moment. So I think it's got more to do with political victimization. But as far as the allegation of anybody being involved, that only Imran Khan or maybe once it goes through the court or the process of trial, that can be established. But at this stage, I feel it's the government which is in cahoots with the National Accountability Bureau.
But Mr. Panchota, you say that this is political victimization, but your client, your leader, has essentially been indicating that only because he had revealed the nefarious design of the Pakistani army, that's the reason why he had already predicted that he would be placed behind bars. So why are you perhaps being squeamish about what your leader has openly been talking about, that it is the Pakistani army, it is the ISI who's behind the arrest of Imran Khan?
Well, that's what Khan Saab has made a statement, and of course he's at liberty to own that statement. That was in the general context of how things were unfolding in Pakistan against him. But specifically, talking about this particular case because this had just erupted yesterday in court. I feel this case in itself is a classical example of political victimization, and I can only talk about the merits of this case as far as leveling allegations or as far as proving allegations is concerned. The other part is yet to be seen in the days to come.
Mr. Pansota, what about the other cases that have been registered against Imran Khan? As I understand, there are dozens of cases. In fact, the numbers, some reports are suggesting that he has already 100 cases registered against him. What's the reality? And most of the cases that I was going through, if Imran Khan is convicted, then perhaps he has no right to even contest the elections, hold any public office. So what's the strategy in place right now?
Well, your question and part of the question which relates to the innumerable cases that have been registered against Imran Khan, basically they lend credence to my argument that being that it is a case of political victimization. You see, all these cases have been registered either with the police stations or with several law enforcement agencies, which are all under the purview of the government. And this is just an attempt to prove that since cases were registered against them, therefore, they will register cases against Imran Khan, and expecting an ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan to face terrorism charges. There's absolutely no single charge that is left which has not been leveled against Imran Khan. Corruption was left. They've also leveled that. So in a nutshell, if you review that, I think it's a classical case of point-scoring political victimization, and the opposition, which is now in government, they want to make sure that there is a level playing field that they call, so as to call, before they go into elections, so that people can obviously, I mean, in their wisdom, they feel that they are in process of weakening Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or for that matter, Imran Khan. But I don't think so. I think it is just elevating him further, and his popularity is on the rise. So let's see, the reality is yet to come.
As far as the Al-Qadir case is concerned, Mohammed Pansota, let me also get a specific answer from you. Shehbaz Sharif's government essentially says that Imran Khan has misappropriated funds. In fact, he has misused his official position. And the fact of the matter is that 7 billion Pakistani rupee land has been appropriated by him, by Imran Khan and his wife.
Well, as far as the merits of the case is concerned, it is still under investigation. It's a sub judice matter. However, I must comment, borrowing my previous argument, that Shehbaz Sharif's government, because they faced a lot of criminal cases, and some of them were obviously decided against them, so there were convictions in field against Nawaz Sharif and other people in Pakistan. So they are also trying to create a similar narrative that either Imran is also corrupt, or this entire process is a farce. Therefore, they're also not corrupt. So they're just trying to create that level playing field. So in my view, I think they are being unsuccessful. And even as far as the merits of this case are concerned, it will not succeed. It's a frivolous case on the face of it. Imran Khan has clearly replied to them, and the courier receipt was also shared with them that we filed a reply. But I think without even paying any heed to that reply, they just went straight away into arresting him.
Well, thank you very much, Mohammed Pansota, for joining us on This Is Exclusive, getting us more details about the case. Imran Khan's lawyer calls it political victimization. Slipping into a short break. On the other side, the big exit poll coming up.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
हम चाहते हैं मजबूत सरकार. I am seeing a very clear vote for Narendra Modi in this. Incumbent incumbency being turned into pro-incumbency is not a political event, it is a political rarity. In all of this, the role of the Latvian media must now be analyzed by you and condemned by right-thinking people like you across the country. You know that Republic is the only network in the whole country that got it spot on in every state this time. There is so much to be understood. The one thing which you understand is the people of this country, when they want change, they will seek it.
Are you coming with us peacefully? Sachin, you tell me why you physically assaulted. These are the people who physically assaulted.
Sir, he has been cooperating with the summons while we arrested him in such fashion.
Just to get out of this. Just to get out of this.
Mr. Charles, what lies ahead? The France will be safe for you.
Rahul, what do you have to say about the involvement of the shell companies, Rahul? Rahul, involvement of the shell companies, Rahul. Was there an email that was sent to you from Shashi Tharoor asking for help on?
You show me the mail.
He's asking for help, saying that forensic expert ko bhejo ye, asking that the independent forensic report has to be sent to the Home Minister, to the Health Minister.
Can we ask you a couple of questions on your relationship and the agricultural land that you had bought along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra? We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? CC Thampi, we've asked you several questions and wanted to ask you about your land dealings.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around. मैं किसान की बात करना गरीबों की ठीक है मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ आप पूछने दीजिए मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ पूछने दीजिए मैं पूछता हूँ बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए राहुल
सर यू आर सर आप गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री हैं आज जनता जानना चाहती है सर आप गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री हैं आज जानना चाहती है जनता कि इतने लोगों की मौत हो गई है सर लेकिन एफआईआर में किसी का नाम नहीं सर एफआईआर में किसी का नाम नहीं सर एफआईआर में सर आज राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री है इतने लोगों की डेथ हो गई है सर लेकिन कोई जवाब नहीं है सर अब तक एक्शन को लेकर भी कुछ नहीं किया गया सर
Actually, you used to say Baghdadi is the lord of all.
No, not like you say.
What did you say?
I say he's the lord. Basically,
No.
I'll say you one time.
But something like that. What did you say about Baghdadi?
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV this evening. Republic TV PMark exit poll is here. I have the exit poll with me. Shawan, Abhishek, Dipti, Aishwarya, the exit poll is here. I'm just waiting for that countdown clock to tell us it's 6:30. Very rare to get Aishwarya as well. Aishwarya's got a show at 7 p.m. He's got a show at 7 p.m. We've got him live as well. A very serious looking Aishwarya.
Commission guideline.
Yeah. But I just had one question, Abhishek, and then we can quickly toss it between each other before we show the numbers out. I want to know who's calling Kumaraswamy and speaking to him the most, because something tells us that he could hold the key. Do you know who's calling him from Delhi?
Niranjan, your home state, you should even know the name of the chief minister. But yes, he is going to be the kingmaker with all the indication that we are getting from the opinion polls and possibly the exit polls, the numbers of which we are going to reveal at 6:30.
You've already revealed the answer, I think. Like they say, the answer is blowing in the wind. Both Niranjan and Abhishek are guilty of already
Just a
having
question,
revealed
not at all.
what possibly could happen. But, you know, we are still holding back. Niranjan, it's been a fascinating election. All said and done, aggressively fought by both the BJP, the Congress, the JDS, literally fighting for its survival, Aishwarya. You know, you've also been tracking the story. Shravan has travelled through the length and breadth of the state of Karnataka. So, Shravan, what do you believe you possibly would be looking at when the numbers first come out at 6:30?
Well, it was already expected that this is going to be a neck-to-neck fight, and an election, if it's one-sided, there is absolutely no fun. But I can tell you, traveling across the length and breadth of Karnataka, it becomes abundantly clear that both the national parties, they were unwilling to give up this time. So if the numbers are anyway close, remember, as Niranjan was pointing out, who is going to play the role of the kingmaker? Will it be Kumaraswamy? Because all this while, Kumaraswamy has only been saying this: I no longer want to be the kingmaker, I only want to be the king. That's exactly the point here. Who is going to make him the king? Will it be the BJP or will it be the Congress party? I would say that's where the key lies.
Well, Aishwarya, the answer is even Kumaraswamy and his son were at the temple this morning.
I think both can make them the king.
No, even they went to the temple this morning. Everyone's going to the temple this morning. Aishwarya.
Stability. Stability is going to be the thing which the people of Karnataka want and the people of Karnataka have voted for today. And as I say, if you could just give some figures before the real exit poll numbers come out, there were 58,545 polling stations where more than 5,30,85,566 voters, which if you divide between male and female, and this is the Election Commission of India data, guys, if you see 2,66 plus males, 2,63 lakh plus females have voted today in Karnataka. And you guys are talking about Kumaraswamy. I would just want to say that the BJP and the Congress both are very confident. The BJP says that you are not understanding the Modi factor. And if you talk about the regional leaders, yes, Congress seems to be more stronger, but there is no comparison once the enigma and the character of the Prime Minister comes in. The tallest leader of the BJP has taken it upon himself. And it's Modi versus all as far as the Congress party is concerned. And for the people of Karnataka, they've seen Kumaraswamy's 14-month-long government, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah.
So they want stability. They basically understand. So whatever happens, and the final result comes out on the 13th, the exit polls, the numbers which we show today, Niranjan, and he was saying that I am serious for a change today. The reason is that it seems to be a very close fight between the BJP and the Congress. You talk to the Congress leaders, they are saying we are going to be victorious, though by a whisker, but we are. BJP feels that the Prime Minister's Abhishek, the last 2-day roadshow rally has changed the game for them in at least 20 constituencies.
The last 2 weeks.
They feel that the 20 seats where the Prime Minister's roadshow went in the last 48 hours has changed the game for them. So they feel that the last 2 days for them have been the real game changer. And as far as the JDS is concerned, they feel that they are defeating both BJP and the Congress. Yeah.
The question is, Aishwarya, that of course the Prime Minister is the Brahmastra, so to say, that the BJP has. But has the Brahmastra managed to salvage the situation for the BJP, which according to opinion polls at least initially was not doing well? To bring it in contention vis-a-vis the Congress party, or whether the Brahmastra actually gets the BJP
less than 60 seconds, Abhishek, and the answer of that will be out. And as Niranjan was just saying, less than 60 seconds, and the answer of that will be out, or at least we'll have a clear indication in the PMark exit polls that whether that Brahmastra has worked or not. If you go by the rule of the BJP or if you go by the word of the BJP leaders, they feel that this Brahmastra is going to work because they have a strong cadre. Yes, they are taking on a unified DKS and Siddaramaiah, at least for the cameras, and Niranjan.
Yeah.
As you said, it's his home state. He understands that it's not easy, Niranjan, to get DKS and Siddaramaiah in a same frame. And the Congress was at least able to get that. But whether they can have a direct impact on vote of that or not, we need to wait and watch. The issue of corruption. Yeah.
Should we put out the vote share first? Just hold on. I'm just thinking. Should we put the vote share out? Let's think about it. let's tell, first
You
of
are
all,
in the
let's
studio.
tell our
Game
viewers,
on, carry on,
let's tell our viewers one thing. Aishwarya, I just want to tell our viewers one aspect of what we have in this. We just don't have the vote share and the seat share. We have the region-wise breakup. If the elections, the Lok Sabha elections were to be held today, and it's significant, symbolic, because the Prime Minister and the barrage of central leaders held over 200 public rallies and over 50 road shows, it will give you an answer of where this election is going vis-a-vis 2024. That said, Abhishek, quickly, one last word. The voter turnout hasn't crossed what we saw in 2018. So that's not perhaps a good sign for the Congress. Yeah. Many are reading into these numbers because they were expecting higher turnout perhaps to indicate anti-incumbency. That hasn't happened so far.
Well, the last time it was 72%, Niranjan. Typically, as it happens when the state polling happens, the voting percentage increases. But if it is not overwhelming in terms of crossing the last time's percentage, then it's likely that the BJP succeeded in coming back into the fight with Prime Minister's push, and then that makes the game interesting. Let the numbers begin.
Okay, so should we put the numbers out?
But in the case of Himachal, it was not that, yeah.
Shravan, what's your take on the voter turnout? They were expecting a higher voter turnout. In fact, I saw Congress handles tweeting this morning saying that high voter turnout, record voter turnout, that's a sign of change. It hasn't happened so far. It hasn't happened.
Well, typically to the Congress party, to give it to them as far as their planning is concerned, they put out a gas cylinder today outside the polling booth and saying that please do remember what's really happening to you and then go ahead and vote. But, they were certainly expecting, the little that I got a sense this time was they were certainly hoping that at least in
Okay, I think we're putting the numbers out, Shravan, I think we're putting the numbers out. Animesh, Shravan, we're putting the numbers out. Okay, shall we put the numbers out? Who wants to go first? Dipti, go with the numbers. Animesh is on the screen. Dipti, let's put the numbers out. You can go to Animesh after that. He's the pollster. Animesh, it's on your neck now. The numbers are out, the Republic PMark exit poll numbers. Dipti, over to you. Let's put the numbers out.
Oh yes, I think if we can just go region by region, but we've already killed the suspense. The numbers already are flashing on the bottom of our screens right now. Now, what the PMark survey actually predicts for the BJP in the state of Karnataka, ladies and gentlemen, a state that is extremely important, not just for the BJP, but very, very important also for the Congress and the JDS, that literally is fighting for its survival. Read the numbers below. Then what we'll do is we'll go region by region, because every region, remember, has its own polity, it has its own issues. On your screens right now, you're reading through the methodology. But Animesh, just give me a moment as I run our viewers through these numbers that they're reading on the bottom of their screens right now. The BJP seat prediction anywhere between 85 to 100. This is what the PMark survey predicts. The Congress look very, very closely, and that's why what Aishwarya said makes a lot of sense. Almost a neck-and-neck contest. The Congress, according to the PMark survey, expected to get anything between 94 to 108 seats. The JDS that all of us have been talking about, the dark horse, the joker in the pack, expected, according to the PMark survey, to pull anywhere between 24 to 32, and others that are independents about 2 to 6. Animesh, first to you. When you saw these numbers, many would say
it's too close.
If we can also have Animesh on the screen, Niranjan, and we'll take this directly through him. Yes, it is too close. Animesh, your percentage of error, you say, is plus minus 3%, but these numbers again tell you why the JDS possibly could be playing the kingmaker here, Animesh.
Yes, that's correct. So when we started polling about a month back, I think the gap was too big. I think Congress would have probably coasted to a comfortable victory, riding on the wave of anti-incumbency that the current BJP state government had. But I think the last 15 days, 20 days of campaign by Prime Minister Modi and the senior central leaders of BJP, I think that has kind of mitigated the anti-incumbency that the state government was facing. So the lack of local leadership which the BJP state government was facing was kind of mitigated by the Prime Minister Modi's comprehensive campaign, which has lifted not only the morale and boost of the BJP cadre, but also has probably given hope to the voters, and that's why this contest has become quite close. Otherwise, probably a month back, Congress would have been coasting to victory. JDS, we see JDS declining from what their 2018 performance was. I think they had won about 37 seats in 2018. But because BJP is gaining in the old Mysore region, and they've put a concerted effort to grow their vote share in the old Mysore region, that is in one way helping the Congress to win more seats.
But how is Animesh, tell me something. Going by the trend, the Congress should have swept this election. The Congress should have swept this election. Aishwarya, Abhishek, they should have swept this election. They're not even reaching the halfway mark. So obviously,
no, it is not, but it's very close, you see, and the plus minus, Abhishek, the error margin is 3%. And if you see, BJP's low is 85, Congress's low is 94, according to Animesh, according to PMARC, it's very close. It's very close. It's very, very close.
That's
and with
correct.
the others
Animesh,
going till 6, JDS is at 24.
Yeah, Animesh, we want to understand this 3% margin, what kind of impact it's going to have. It's said that a plumber's mistake gets drenched, a lawyer's mistake gets hanged. What happens to the cephalogist's mistake? So what is this 3% margin, if you can explain in terms of seat numbers, seat share?
I think as you can see, the numbers in terms of seats are quite close. So while there is probably a 8 to 10 seats lead by Congress in this, but because of the close error margin, there is a possibility that BJP may emerge as the single largest party. Though the probability is quite low, but because of the error margin that may creep in because of the sampling that we do across the state, there is a slight possibility that BJP may emerge as the single largest party.
No,
this election is unique. Karnataka is not
do we have the area-wise?
Yes, we do have the region-wise breakup, I think. We have the region-wise breakup. You want to give?
Yes.
Okay, let's put the region-wise breakup.
Ask Animesh to explain the area-wise.
Okay.
Because that will exactly tell us, Abhishek, where the Prime Minister's last 48, 72 hours roadshow and what is the direct impact of that. So what is the direct impact of that?
Let's go one by one. Aishwarya, you want to go one by one? Shavan, you can take. Okay, let's start with Shavan. Shavan, you can start with Bombay, Karnataka if you want to take our viewers through that. Bombay, Karnataka region or the Kittur, Karnataka region. Shavan.
Well, in fact, Kittur, Karnataka certainly holds a key, I would say, and that's where the BJP actually does pretty well. 25 to 29 is what PMARC is predicting. The Congress is between 21 to 25, and we'll come and get into the significance of each region and what they were, because previously also in the previous election, Kittur, Karnataka, remember BJP did a much better job than the Congress party. Central Karnataka certainly holds about 20-25 seats that you're looking at.
Yeah.
BJP there is about 14 to 18 that's predicted. The Congress is 17 to 21. Where the Congress is certainly doing better is in Kalyan, Karnataka. That's the Hyderabad, Karnataka that was known, that's popularly known
historically
as.
They've done well there.
The Congress has...
Old Mysore.
Yeah, Kalyan, Karnataka
Shavan, old Mysore. Animesh, old Mysore, you are giving BJP, Abhishek. Abhishek, I need your voice. Shavan, you please say this region of old Mysore. They are giving BJP 5 to 9.
Old Mysore.
BJP's internal survey, and I can say that with BJP's internal survey is giving them 11 seats in the old Mysore region. 11 seats, and BJP is confident to at least get 11 in the old Mysore region.
That's a very valid point you are making.
Gap is very wide.
Remember the kind of push that the BJP has made in the old Mysore region, thinking that they can sort of corner the JDS, beg your pardon, and the fact that JDS with its ailing patriarch HD Devagowda perhaps might not have been able to make the kind of push that they would have wanted. The numbers are not reflecting that. Animesh, you think the BJP's push in old Mysore has perhaps ended up helping the Congress party rather than the BJP?
So that's correct. That's correct, Abhishek. In old Mysore, I think BJP has put a very strong push to grow their presence, even in districts like Hassan Mandya, which were JDS battleground seats where they used to win each and every seat in districts like Hassan and Mandya. So the BJP's concerted push has kind of capitalized on the anti-incumbency that was there, local anti-incumbency against the MLAs of JDS. And this is creeping away votes from JDS to BJP. But in turn, because the fight is becoming triangular, Congress is expected to probably get much better and give a much better performance compared to 2018.
Animesh,
so
Animesh, I want to bring in coastal Karnataka quickly. Let's go to the regions, and my colleague Dipti will take us to Bangalore. Dipti, take us to Bangalore. I just want to do coastal Karnataka with one comment. Coastal Karnataka, traditionally BJP has been doing well there, but it appears, especially after the Bajrang Dal controversy, the Bajrang Bali controversy, it's going to be a clean sweep. We were told 2 to 3 seats the Congress was ahead, but I think after the last 1 week, they've blown that as well.
That's correct. So the impact of the Bajrang Dal issue has been maximum on coastal Karnataka. I think there was a feeling that certain seats could be won by Congress because this was a traditional stronghold of BJP. But because of the impact and the entire, which was a big mistake that probably Congress has done, which was not needed at such a late stage of the campaign. I think that has helped boost BJP seats in coastal Karnataka, and they are firmly in control of this region.
Dipti, what's Bangalore looking like?
Oh yes, let's put out the numbers for Bangalore. The turnout is again very, very dismal. The city that complains so much does not come out to vote, and that is sad. In spite of the fact that you've seen, the Prime Minister putting a lot of push there through his road shows, Abhishek, Shravan, Niranjan and Aishwarya in Bangalore, we don't see that kind of a turnout and perhaps a response. Now, Animesh, when we see these numbers from the Bangalore region,
even in your Bangalore,
the BJP expected to be winning anywhere between 9 to 13, Congress 16 to 20,
between 1 to 5 seats.
1 to 5. Aishwarya, you're saying something? Yes. Yes, absolutely. And Animesh, this is a question that I've been wanting to ask you. Why doesn't the BJP, is able to secure the tag of the crossing the halfway mark in Karnataka? People say because, it is largely a Lingayat party, and also because, the other problem area in Karnataka is that BJP, which is largely Animesh, an urban party, is not able to provide those results, at least in Bangalore. Now, why is that?
So that's correct, Dipti. In Bangalore region, I think that has not been a stronghold or has not supported BJP over the last 20-25 years. If you see the trends, it has traditionally been Congress, because that is one of the reasons is because a lot of the Muslim vote is concentrated in certain seats, and that gives a clear majority to Congress, and they have been retaining those seats over the past 3-4 elections. So that is one of the reasons. Second, I think there was a much stronger anti-incumbency when we started polling, but Prime Minister Modi's roadshow has kind of mitigated that impact. Second reason was that the decision of the state government to not hold municipal polls. So there were a lot of civic issues, etc., which probably the kind of anti-incumbency that local municipality was facing, that could have gone in to Congress in the local municipal polls, but because municipal polls were not held, the anti-incumbency is going in. Is kind of diverting towards the state election.
Aishwarya has to leave for a show at 7, so I want to take one question with Aishwarya before we let him go. Yes. Aishwarya, I know you have to go for Puchta Hai Bharat. Is a JDS-BJP scenario possible? Is a JDS-BJP scenario a real possibility? What are you hearing? What's the equation between the BJP and JDS? A lot has been said at the ground level.
Is giving Niranjan, Abhishek, Deepti, Shravan, I'll just say one thing: whatever statements were made, either by the BJP leaders or by Kumaraswamy, you can forget all of those. If you have to go by these numbers verbatim, and I'm not changing even one seat. If you go 85 BJP, 94 Congress, 23 JDS and 2 independents, you are going, and as you asked that first question, that who is Kumaraswamy speaking to in Delhi, rest assured, he is speaking to BJP leaders far more than he's speaking to Congress leaders. If these are the numbers we are to go by, which I personally might have my own doubts.
That's a big giveaway by our political editor.
On that error margin of ±3. Yeah. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's a big giveaway by Aishwarya.
They're keeping their options open. You notice one thing, apart from mentioning a dynastic party, the most leaders, including the Prime Minister, stayed away from attacking the JDS directly. It wasn't a bitter campaign between the JDS and the BJP. And don't also forget, Abhishek, Kumaraswamy, forget Kumaraswamy, Deve Gowda and the Prime Minister, they enjoy a very, very close relationship. And you speak to people in Karnataka, people on the ground, and they know how Kumaraswamy himself, it's been a sort of a subdued campaign for the JDS, most observers feel. Okay, let's open this up, Abhishek, if you want to open this up and get the first BJP response to it.
Yeah, go ahead, Niranjan. Yeah, Charu Pragya is there from the BJP. We have other guests also. Deepti, would you introduce them?
Yes, Animesh already has been talking about where these numbers come from, how he's got those numbers, but we are introducing Animesh from PMARC. He's getting us those numbers along with Charu Pragya of the BJP, Neeti Jain. Also, I think is just going to join us in a bit. Rashmi Sawant is an activist joining us on the broadcast, and she's speaking to us again. We spoke to her earlier in the day also. Anil Shetty is leader of the Karnataka BJP. Surbhi is a political analyst, though I don't see her on the screens yet. Kapil Madan is an advocate, political analyst. He leans towards the Congress. Syed Asad Abbas is also a political analyst, and he's completing a panel for now. Charu, would the BJP really be happy with these numbers? If these PMARC numbers actually hold true, would you be happy with these numbers? Would you be happy with a situation of the BJP plus the JDS?
Deepthi, good evening. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody in Karnataka who've cast their vote today. I am glad you've played your part in keeping Indian democracy thriving. That being said, Deepthi, I've been seeing numbers evolve, I've been seeing surveys evolve, and I've been seeing discussions evolve on national media. And every single evolution, every single week, has been giving BJP more and more seats, has been giving BJP more and more vote share. And I am very certain that even from today till the 13th, these numbers are going to change further. And we are going to form the government again. We will be the single largest political party, and we will comfortably form the government in Karnataka. And the reason for that is not just the incredible hard work of every single BJP Karyakarta, the guidance of our Prime Minister and our National President and other leaders, but also the report card of the good work that we have done. That being said, Congress continues to make the faux pas that they always do.
Charu, you clearly ducking my question. The election is over. The election is over. There are certain hard facts that you must also, today discuss. Basavaraj Bommai wasn't projected as strongly as perhaps any other chief minister, say like a Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh. You had the Prime Minister doing largely all the, lifting here for the BJP in the state of Karnataka. The infighting, the exits, the entire worry of the Lingayat votes, the charges of corruption, anti-incumbency, the infrastructure. A lot of issues that the BJP has dealt with. And, if these numbers hold true, I again put that caveat, Charu Pragya, will the BJP be willing to do business with the JDS, or you would be willing to sit in the opposition? That's what I want to know.
So, because you bring in our Honorable Chief Minister Deepthi, I want to say on record that every single election that the BJP contest is on our symbol. We fight on the Kamal, and Modi ji is our revered leader. He's always going to be the face of every election. But have you noticed how in Haryana, we already had a sitting chief minister, we already had a government in power. As in Gujarat, now there is no need to have certain discussions because we're already, like I said, in a comfortable place to win these elections. And we've seen the evolution of that. And Congress has literally gone and stabbed itself.
I can assure you one thing, Deepthi.
Okay, Syed is countering you, though you're still not answering that question. You're still not answering that question. I would be allowed Syed a counter. Then we'll also try and see if we have the JDS spokesperson with us. And we'll get him also on the screen. Syed,
yes,
quickly.
Deepthi,
Yes.
Deepthi, quickly, if you ask the BJP spokesperson for Alphabet, they'll give you numbers. The fact of the matter is...
Can't hear you, Syed. Syed, we'll just fix your audio there. I think you're muted, can't hear you. But I just want to quickly get in Abhishek and Shravan to make... you're muted, I think, Abbas, can't hear you. So while you unmute yourself, I'll just fix that line. But let me tell you one thing. There was a tracker. We were actually internally trying to sort of track how this campaign was going. And even though we didn't stick, the PMARC didn't stick its neck out, something changed in the last 1 month, Deepthi. Deepthi, Abhishek and Shravan, there was a huge change, maybe about 15 to 20 seat difference in what you're seeing the BJP projection today than what it was 1 month back. And what was the factor there? Animesh, what changed on the ground?
Thanks for bringing that up, Niranjan. That's the point I was making.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I want Animesh to quickly make a point, and I want to bring in Abhishek. Abhishek and Shravan haven't spoken. Yes.
One has been the ticket announcement done by BJP. I think it has been a good ticket announcement. They've given tickets to good candidates. Even though there was a lot of media who on issues like Jagdish Shettar, who was not given ticket. In our poll, at least, I think it is very likely it is a close fight, but Jagdish Shettar may lose the contest.
He may lose.
Ticket selection, he may lose the contest. Yes.
Whoa. He's been going around town saying he's going to win the contest, saying that the BJP is a non-factor there.
No, as per our polls, it is a close contest, but there's every likelihood that Jagdish Shettar may lose the contest. So, giving tickets to fresh seats, fresh candidates with clean image, as well as Prime Minister Modi's campaign, I think that is.
We have some of those questions. Animesh, stay with me. We have some of those questions. If Abhishek and Shravan can take them one after the other. Some of those questions that were done as part of the survey. Abhishek, Shravan, if any of you want to take them first up, I think this is a specific one about the Prime Minister's campaign and the impact it has had. Shravan.
Well, just to carry on with what Animesh had to say, how exactly it has worked in terms of the number. Take a look at what has happened in coastal Karnataka, Dakshin Kannada, Udupi. It is largely considered to be the saffron stronghold. But despite that, the BJP has changed multiple of their faces.
Yes.
In fact, this was only because there was some sort of a resentment in coastal Karnataka as far as BJP's response to the killing of Praveen Nettaru is concerned and several others. But in the previous elections, remember, it was all about, the fact that the Congress party is an anti-Hindu party. But let's take a look at some of these key questions that were actually asked by PMARC during the survey. Let's first begin with what Deepthi was saying. The heavy lifting was actually done by the Prime Minister. The final lap, if one may say so.
Let's put that question out.
There were two key issues. One, of course, the Bajrang Dal controversy. Second was the sovereign Karnataka issue that was raised. And how exactly did the Prime Minister really impact this election? The question that was asked, has the Prime Minister's Modi's campaign impacted these elections? 69% of the respondents said improved the BJP's chances of winning more seats. Only 19% said no impact, it's a localized state election. Now, Abhishek, the Congress party desperately wanted to make this election simply about local issues. But the BJP certainly felt that they would have done much better had it been about the national issues, and they were very successful in diverting the attention, bringing the focus right now on the fact that it is the double-engine Sarkar.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Shravan, that if you look at the speeches that were made by the Prime Minister, they were clearly focused on the deliverables, things that have been delivered, things that are in the process of being delivered, like the infrastructure projects with whatever gestation period, and then whatever can happen, the future possibility, if the central government and the state government are on the same page, as is the campaign theme of the BJP in every state, which is double-engine government. So if you go by the Prime Minister's speech, so obviously there would be mention of Bajrang Dal, there would be mention of sovereignty because Sonia Gandhi mentioned it the day before, or for that matter, there would be Prime Minister's political response to what Mallikarjun Kharge called a venomous snake, the remark made by the Congress president. But apart from that, if you look at the majority part of the Prime Minister's addresses that he made, they were largely focused on the development theme. And that's why perhaps, Niranjan, when we go to that question, and Animesh would speak on that, what were the issues, I think we would get some clarity as to what really worked.
Should we do this, Abhishek? Should we do this?
Congress campaign trying to focus only on the corruption aspect succeeded, or the Prime Minister really pulled it through with his development plank?
Yeah, Abhishek, should we do this? We'll just quickly run through all the questions and then we'll get in all our panelists as well, because we are being told that Tejasvi Surya is joining us in a few minutes from now. Jagdish Shettar is joining us. So a very interesting panelist joining us. Quickly, let's go to the questions one by one. Let's go to the second question on Bharat Jodo Yatra. Did it really have an impact? In fact, the Congress party should be thanking Rahul Gandhi for not to be seen too much. Because did the Bharat Jodo Yatra have any impact on Congress prospects in the state? Only 14% of them said yes. 62% of them said no. Let's go to the next question. Will JDS have an impact on who forms the government? Yes. On the ground, people still feel Kumaraswamy will be the kingmaker. 42% of them saying yes, JDS will have an impact on who forms the government. Next question, decision to remove quota for Muslims helps which party? Obvious question. And 38% of our respondents said BJP, 14% said Congress, 48% of them are not really sure about where they stand. And I'll take the next one and then Deepthi can come in with the rest. Has the 40% commission, and this is where I think the Congress party lost the narrative. They had the narrative on corruption until maybe just 2 weeks before the election. Has the 40% commission Sarkara campaign by Congress impacted your vote? And this is an exit poll. Compare what people said today to what they were saying 2 weeks back. Only 29% said yes, 52% of them said no. And that is today in the exit poll. Abhishek. And Dipti will come in with the rest of the questions. Yes,
Okay,
Abhishek.
so yeah, you answered the question that I had in mind. This questionnaire was put to the voters today while they were polling, which means Prime Minister's campaign has had all impact when this question has been asked, and Prime Minister has succeeded in focusing or making the voters focus on the development plank, taking away from the Congress campaign of focusing on corruption and anti-incumbency, which is getting reflected in the answers to this question by Animesh, that the 40% Commission Sarkara campaign of the Congress party, what impact it's going to have on your vote? 52% say, no, it's not going to have an impact.
Yeah. Okay, Dipti, you want to go to the rest of the questions?
Let's put out the other question. Yes. All right, so the next question that was asked by PMark is, do you agree with the Congress's promise of banning the Bajrang Dal? If we can also have that question, about 18% said yes, no, said 54%, and they said,
perhaps the
Kapil,
turning point in the election.
That I'm going to come back to you. 54% said that the Congress should not have raised this issue. Many said that this was a self-goal by the Congress itself.
Yeah.
You know, an election for the Congress to win possibly quite easily if this anti-incumbency, this corruption charge was so true as the Congress predicted. But if these numbers are to hold on the 13th, Animesh, according to you, this actually means that the Congress's own campaign possibly has backfired. They clearly haven't thought this through. Has the mood shifted in the last 10 days? This is where things get very, very interesting. The next question that was asked by PMark is, has the mood shifted in the last 10 days? Look at this. About 22% of the voters said there is a significant change. Now, Animesh, could these be people who actually wanted to decide to vote for another party? They've ended up voting for some other party. We'll ask you that question in just a bit. Marginal change said 38%. No change said also 29%. And can't say is 11%. Animesh, before we actually take the next question, why don't you clarify on this? When you say a significant change of the 22%, are these people who actually voted and changed their preferences for political parties, considering the mood that shifted in the last 10 days? Very quickly.
So the question is more on the mood rather than the vote preference. The mood, probably when we look back 15-20 days, was the prevalent mood was that Congress is coming back to power. But because of the heavy campaigning that was done, plus certain issues that crept in, the mood became that it is going to be a mixed verdict and nobody will get a clear-cut verdict. So that was the mood that shifted, and that can help BJP because
so essentially a hung assembly, something that possibly, yes, he's indicating towards. The next question has very, very interesting answers and very interesting layers, because this will tell you possibly what
Should we get some responses, Dipti, before that?
This election season, the build-up to the big election of 2024, Niranjan. What are the major issues impacting your vote? This is also what PMark asked, and I think the answers here are very, very revealing. 18% of the people said price rise. 10% of the people said corruption. Development of the state said 19%. Anti-incumbency against the local MLAs said a good 12%. Issue of the farmers, again, because Karnataka has a large belt, the agrarian belt. Again, the JDS has largely been a farmers' party. If these numbers again hold true, issues of the farmers said a 6%. Unemployment, 12%. Others said 7%, Khan says 6%. So this is how the tally really has worked forward. And development of the state is the highest at 19%. Price rise, Niranjan, is 18%. And significantly, Niranjan, before I toss it to you, the LPG cylinder conversation is something that you've heard on and off during this Karnataka election, and almost all political parties, the Congress, the BJP, the JDS, all have promised free cylinders. So price rise possibly is a real issue. Unemployment also looks like an issue that possibly could have affected the voters.
I just quickly want to get a round of reactions from everyone. I see Anish Shetty putting his hand up. Anish Shetty and Kapil Madar putting their hands up. Rashmi Sawant hasn't spoken. Okay, let's start with you, Anil. Quickly, yes, go ahead.
Niranjan, I'm just looking at the question and answers. When the people have not accepted 40% Sarkar, when people have said that Modi's campaign has impacted largely, then the overall issues have been people are not vocally speaking against the government. It's our BJP government, and I don't see a large anti-incumbency factor. I would rather say that when the opinion polls came out 2 weeks ago, and they're all showing the BJP, our party, the higher number, and after the opinion poll of the last 2 weeks, Prime Minister's continuous campaign, the road shows, and also the Congress has time and again antagonized Hindus. They have antagonized Lingayat, and they have also antagonized the Vakkaliga community. Siddaramaiah has been seen as anti-Vakkaliga, anti-Lingayat, and anti-Hindu. And Congress fought the election on Siddaramaiah's face, I would say, because DK Shivkumar is still not the mass face for Congress. It fought the election on Siddaramaiah's
No, they failed to.
face.
Basically, Anil, I'll tell you, the Congress party, I'll tell you, Kapil, irrespective of how it goes, you have to admit one thing, because it's most of the polls are giving similar numbers. Did you fail to capitalize on anti-incumbency? The second question is, did you fail to? I mean, you're obviously failing to buck the trend. If these are the numbers, then you're doing badly in Karnataka so far, Kapil Madan.
Well, Niranjan, I don't know. I mean, there are several other exit polls that clearly suggest that the Congress is gaining the majority. But then again, I always take exit poll with a pinch of salt, because
there are some which are predicting majority for the BJP as well, Kapil Madan, by the way.
Yes. So they are, at the end of the day, they are exit polls, and we have instances in the past where the exit poll, whatever was predicted by the exit polls, the results proved to be contrary.